And it is an invitation for her spirit was invited into this space of this emptiness, into this darkness as an initiation for her energy, although she has not felt fully all of the effects of the unfolding of this experience, for it is integrating within her energetic field as she is opening up a spaciousness for all of those that will be attuned to the vibration and the energies of the sacredness, of the sacred, of the holy womb itself. And it is that through her attunement to those vibrations, the pineal gland felt as though it was activating, as within the darkness there was an opening into other dimensions, into other realities that appeared as if there was a traveling from one timeline to another. And although for her energetic understanding in the time and moment of that, it felt as if it was coming perhaps from the third eye. It was an eye, but it was the eye inside the darkness. It was the eye inside the womb. All right, welcome everybody to today's Wednesday call where we gather in community and we ask the angel Raphael questions from people in our free membership where they can raise their hand and ask Raphael a question that's on their heart or in their mind and on their heart. Before we do that, I just want to set an intention and come into presence. Just ask everyone to take a nice deep breath. And just really come into your heart. Maybe put your hand on your heart and just say, I love you, whatever your name is. Let's see who's at the top there, Gail. I love you, Gail. Mwah. And just hold that frequency and just drop into your breath. So we're working with so much energy right now on the planet, and what we're hearing from the beings and Raphael is that these last few months there's a lot coming in, and we it's all exciting and it's all magical, but sometimes it can feel a bit overwhelming. That's definitely an energy that I can tap into, the overwhelm energy. And what they've been asking of us is to move into subtraction rather than addition. So we're going to just take a moment and see if there's anything you can subtract from your life that perhaps is taking up a lot of space right now that's overwhelming, and just to soften into that frequency. As you know, I recently got back from 3 days in the darkness. And on Friday, which is what, 2 days, October 24th, I'm going to meet with everyone on Zoom at 9 a.m. Anybody is welcome, anyone who wants to join. And I'm going to share with you more of my experience of what happened and prepare you for the sacred holy womb code that begins on Monday, the 27th, and let you know all the things that you may want to get ready over the weekend and prepare to have for our process together for 3 weeks. And in addition to that, we're going to do something really sweet. So whenever I feel overwhelmed or my system is out of balance, there's this woman who is very magical and very potent and very powerful and special, who I've been going to see, and a dear friend of mine who I've meditated with for many, many years. Um, she's just embodies love and she embodies joy, and we're going to give away a free healing session with her. Her fee is $250. So somebody on Friday will receive that beautiful gift. So if you want to join for all that on Friday, um, if you're in our email list, you'll just receive an email about that. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, yeah, I want to connect with this beautiful, sweet energy on Friday and learn more about the womb code and put your name in the wheel to win the healing, then just there'll be a link in this video below. All right, so I guess that's all about that. I have a picture here behind me of the Black Madonna. And when I came home from the darkness, I woke up the next morning and I was called to drive to Czestochowa, which is a Polish church that lives near me. And I'm not a religious person, but I really felt called to be there in that space. And when I got there, I realized it was completely dedicated to the Black Madonna. And about 28 years ago, I had a very, very powerful, profound, as we would call it, apparition there with two other girlfriends. It was mind blowing. I'm going to be talking about that story also in the womb code. But I was called back to that place, which I haven't been to in a long time. And the Black Madonna was really speaking to me, and I bought a picture of her and really feeling into her presence as she is preparing and supporting us as we move into this beautiful womb space, this empty space, the nothingness, right? The place of creation. So she might want to come in today. In 2005, I was able to channel the Divine Mother, and I don't usually do that. It's not an easy energy to bring in. It's very potent, to say the least. But her vibration may blend with Raphael and come in and speak with us today. So I want to just be open to that possibility in addition to whatever else we're doing. Okay. All right. So I am going to tone and bring in Raphael and we'll get started. Is there anything that you would like to add, Casey?
No, I'm very excited. And just a quick reminder to everyone, everyone gets one question without the follow-up. Try and have it in mind and make sure that it is universal.
Okay. All right, so I'm just opening up my vessel and grounding down to be of the most service I can for all of you, to be a clear channel of love and light and nurturing support. Mm. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Ah, we are very delighted to be here with all of you today and attune to your energy in preparation for the energies that are arriving and coming closer to your earth as they are approaching at this time, preparing you to open this space for the receiving of these magnificent and beautiful deliveries. And as we are here now, we are wanting you to feel into the essence and the spark of your own divinity and the deep remembering of who it is that you are. And so it is our understanding that you're wanting to talk to us about some things. And so, what is it?
Hi, Raphael. So we're super excited for today. Our first question is what has been the significance of Kelly's journey into the dark retreat, especially as it relates to the womb code?
Well, she is attuning to that energy now, to the Black Madonna, to the darkness. The darkness is often deeply misunderstood, and it is the space before everything. And it is an invitation for her spirit was invited into this space of this emptiness, into this darkness as an initiation for her energy, although she has not felt fully all of the effects of the unfolding of this experience, for it is integrating within her energetic field as she is opening up a spaciousness for all of those that will be attuned to the vibration and the energies of the sacredness, of the sacred, of the holy womb itself. And it is that through her attunement to those vibrations, the pineal gland felt as though it was activating, as within the darkness there was an opening into other dimensions, into other realities that appeared as if there was a traveling from one timeline to another. And although for her energetic understanding in the time and moment of that, it felt as if it was coming perhaps from the third eye. It was an eye, but it was the eye inside the darkness. It was the eye inside the womb. It is a womb that is an eye that is opening within the womb. And as you are preparing, and she is preparing to hold the container and this sacred space, it is the place in which one goes into the emptiness before there is a resurrection, before there is an awakening of the light body, until the light body comes online. Metaphorically, perhaps you can align with the remembering in the stories of religious context of the death of Yeshua, as he was placed within the tomb of a space for 3 days. And this space is the emptiness, it is the womb, as he returns to the mother, to the womb frequency in which light conception occurred, and his energy then came forth. And it is in the emptiness of those 3 days that the light body emerges, and new realities are born, and the fabric of creation is open. And so, as this is taking place on a metaphoric and connectional level that takes place, many feel and sense it and attune to this energy, and it stirs something in them because a remembering begins to occur, the unveiling of the knowing of the space in which all creation came from. And so that is why her alignment at this time is so strong in attuning with the Great Mother. And then this mother's womb is containing and holding all of you. And as she is holding you and bathing you in her nurturing love, she is preparing to open up the eye within her womb, which is quite interesting that you are attuning right now to this ancient, old energy coming from your galactic core that is carrying codes of information and love to your planet. And it was even named the three eye. And we are attuning to this eye within the womb, for there it is a third eye, but not the eye of the pineal gland, the opening of that space, but the spaciousness in the emptiness, in the cosmos, in the darkness, in the place that is unknown, that cannot be seen from where it is now. And so the invitation and the dropping into this womb space is a deeper healing and a deep clearing of all of that within it that is open to the receptivity at this time of purification through the ancestral lineage, to open up this eye for the resurrection or the reigniting or the igniting of the divine spark of light that came from the emptiness, that came from the darkness, that is moving now toward you as it awakens into the fabric of a new reality, as the opening of space and the woven web of the illusion of your experience loosens and the bondage begins to dissolve. There is more space in between the constructs of thoughts and beliefs, and in the emptiness of that spaciousness, an opening occurs. And it is that opening that is taking place as this birthing process will come together at this time in your calendar, linear understanding at the winter solstice.
Mm, thank you very much. And so, what value does one get from being immersed in the womb, especially during this time with the codes of Three Eye Atlas coming online?
Well, we will be what is your word? We will be initiating mystery, understandings and teachings to initiate energetically along the body what is needed for a return to the body temple. And the recognition of that temple as a temple of light to create a space for the seeding of the delivery of the energies that are arriving so that you are prepared, like preparing the soil to receive what is needed for the birthing and the awakening of this new way of being, to align fully, to merge, to come into union with that divine temple, with oneself. But it can only happen within the space in which creation came from, where all was born from. And it is that there is a misunderstanding that we are speaking of the feminine womb. We are speaking of the womb of the mother in the physiological way, but it is a womb center, a womb chakra that is carried within the physiology of all human beings, whether they are in a masculine body or a feminine body. And as they become connected to it, because as you notice when you align with perhaps the chakras, it is missing. And it is missing because it has been from all systems and all doctrines deliberately deleted because the power and potency of it returns you to your own divine self, to your own inner knowing, to your own light body, in which you open up spaces to the potentiality of infinite creation and the understanding of the power that resides of who it is that you truly are, as the Sophia herself rises from within you, and you begin to embody and bring that energy into union with the masculine. And as this clearing and healing and rituals and spaciousness and energy is open to the attunement of this emptiness and the releasing of that in which is no longer serving you in the patterns, have permission to fully be dissolved as the wounds are brought to the Great Mother within her womb as she heals and nurtures and clears and opens all of that with her immense, complete, and absolute unconditional love. It is a preparatory state in which you will then move, for you must understand that the codes of light that I have brought, that I am working with, they are not haphazard. They have specific reason, purpose, and order. They come at specific times in alignment with the cosmos, in alignment with the stars, in attunement with the waters, in attunement with you and all of your energies on this spiraled light of creation that is moving rapidly through the cosmos in its awakened state. And so there is deliberate purpose in the timing of this womb energy, as there is deliberate purpose in every light code as it arrives at its perfect timing, just when it is needed for the preparation and the unfolding of what is occurring in alignment with the synchronistic lines of your planet and your solar system and the inner workings of your own nervous system in preparation for what is ahead. And so it is a preparatory light code, meaning it is preparing you to receive that in which is descending and which is ascending and which is awakening inside so that you can embody it to the fullest of your capacity.
Thank you, Raphael. And so the Black Madonna has been very present, and her image is behind you right now. Is there anything that the Black Madonna has in particular to share with the group tonight?
Her energy is so enormous that we are trying to blend our frequency with it. As I myself, as Archangel Raphael, am enveloped, enfolded, and embraced within her beauty, as are you. And she is often the forgotten one, misunderstood, and behind the scenes, in the darkness and in the shadows. But without her, there is no light. As we align with her vibration, perhaps she shall speak for a moment in the blending of her divinity in the first person. I am beneath everything, and I live and dwell inside of you, and I am rising on your planet now. I come from deep within the primordial center and within the ideas of the galactic core beyond where you are. I am the blackness in the night. I am creation itself. I am the black hole where all information is pulled from, a vortex of emptiness that opens up into space where light passes through to birth new worlds. I have been deeply denied and suppressed, but I no longer can, for I am rising quickly all around your globe, inviting you into the sacred space of my own womb, the place in which you came from, and the place in which you will return. For I am your home. I've always been your home, and you came from me, and you will return to me. I open my space here now for you to connect with all of the energies needed in order for you to fully receive my love. I have given birth to the illusion of your experience, and yet you can return that illusion and your wounds to me as they are fully healed in the presence and the absence of light, which is the sweetness and the space that is pure and purified in the nothingness. I am everything, and I love you. We will dance together and play together as I shall be appearing more and more to many of you. You look for me sometimes on a hill or in a distant sky, perhaps in a place, a building, or a temple. But I am none of those places, although I may appear in the illusion of my projection to be there. I am rising inside of you. It is the descent and the crumbling of this illusion that you are separate from me that is beginning to appear within your understanding as the bondage of your thought forms that have held you and constrained you for so long are loosening, and my energy is weaving and moving through the emptiness. I am the space in between. I am the dark matter. I am the blackness. I am the negative space in which your focus is not on, but without me, nothing can exist nor be. I am everywhere and nowhere all at the same time, but I am deep inside of you, and I am opening an understanding for you to come home to me, that I may hold you deeply, nourish you inside of me, so that you may feel spaces and places inside that you have hidden away from you, that are just outside of your reach, within the obscurity of your own inner knowing, places you have not wanted to see for some time, in which you have placed inside of me, inside the darkness, hidden away for another day. No longer can this repression of these ways of feelings and beings and these deep inner wounds be hidden or swept beneath, for I have held them as you have sent them to me in the darkness and the recesses of your being. But it is that the light shall shine upon it now, because I am giving birth to something new, as are you, for you and I are not separate, as our wombs merge together as one, and the I inside my womb and yours opens to give rise to a new feeling, to a new world, to a birthing of a new reality. It is the gifts in which are inherent that lie and dwell within you, that have been deeply hidden in the darkness, in the mystery, unreachable somewhere out far ahead, nowhere able to find, as if you are always searching for it, looking for it around the corner, seeking a heaven that someday will be promised to you, perhaps even as you enter through the womb of the portal of the blackness of death itself, finding it just out of reach until you move towards something else, as if it is a post that one can never touch. And yet it has never been outside of you, but inside. It has always been there. And today, and in this process, as you come into me and I hold you, I open the eyes so that you may see through the portal of my womb into the space of who you are, as the appearance of the trueness of your divinity, of that spark of light, the body of the temple, of the frequency that is the truth of your own knowing, that is an emanation of pure oneness and love arises inside. And so I am here for this and nothing more than that, to hold you here in the depth of my space and to remind you and to teach you of the old and ancient ways, the ways that now are coming back into your understanding and your remembering. But you cannot receive them if you're full, if you're distracted by your devices, if you're so busy that you do not remember your own heartbeat nor forgotten the sound of it or that of your breath, so busy that you have forgotten of your senses, of your touch, of the knowingness of the brilliance and the beauty emanating from all around in the glory of the birthing of my own vibration that pierces through all in which you see within the form of the light projected toward you. And so I carry you back into that empty, dark place, the place that's hidden that perhaps you do not want to see, as I reveal to you what needs to be revealed so that you may open to the place of the light itself to create anew. So I am here with you, and I shall remain. And I am prepared now to receive you within my holy womb. As your womb is activated and that of your own mother and your ancestors carrying you back, as we begin to clear and to heal the deep, profound wounds of the illusion itself, and in the separation of that, the light returns and the remembering stirs, not from something outside, but deep from within.
Thank you so much. We're going to open it up to questions. Gail, you're up.
Oh, thank you, Casey. Hello, Raphael, and hello, Black Madonna. This is an honor.
Hello.
My question is this: I would like to understand how the people who are caregivers and the people who they care for who suffer debilitating disease support the birthing of the new consciousness when their lives are mired in medical appointments, medication schedules, medication side effects, and the difficulty of simply managing day-to-day needs.
As you are moving into this new space, and these deliveries are taking place on an energetic level, many of these ways of being that continue to create distortion and busyness, that proclaim in many regards even healing, will begin to dissolve as new energies will be arising in the process of returning to wholeness through the miraculous healing within the own body. For it is that the searching and the seeking and the taking, and although necessary in the third dimensional current paradigm of one's reality, will be slipping away. And the recognition that it is not that which is outside of self that will be creating the healing, but it is the feeling. It is the feeling and the knowing that one is already whole in the wholeness of that understanding, in which the projection of the illusion begins to disappear, this remembering that we are speaking of as it is coming online will become more potent, more powerful, more strong. And so, in this moment, the unfolding of this experience in which one is having is, of course, an opportunity to meet these situations, these deadlines, these appointments with presence in each moment, with compassion, with the recognition that beneath them there is some gift, there is some connection, there is someone to meet, there is something to be shared, there is some healing between the caretaker and the one in disease, to have an information exchange that must occur, that has taken place to the contract of the souls that are meeting together in this particular unfolding. But much like what is being asked at this time, to recognize, is some of it over done? Can some of the appointments perhaps be pulled back on just a bit? Is there something else that could be arriving in a more spacious way to create more ease for both people that are going through the unfoldment of what is taking place? Perhaps a twist or a turn or a slight change in perception as to, is there another way to go about it? Not meaning the elimination of the caretaking or the elimination of the doctor appointments or the elimination of the medication, but perhaps a new way of approaching it with more ease and more spaciousness and more care and a willingness to receive support in some ways, an ease of self-love for those caring and those receiving, that it does not need to be such a hardship or seen as so heavy, and that more space can be created in between, an opening within the aperture for something new. And as this energy is coming in and approaching the planet, one of the greatest gifts that we'll be receiving and will begin to be amplified through this wave of love is a new way in perceiving the wholeness within the body, the healing within the body, the return to balance and harmony within the body, even as the body is disintegrating and going through its death process, but its process happening in a way where there is more ease and grace for all involved.
Thank you. And thank you, Gail. Next up is Esther. I think you can unmute yourself now.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello. My question is, speaking of the darkness, many of us are doing shadow work, inner work, trauma healing work, nervous system regulation, whatever you'd like to call it. And I've noticed, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, for me, my reactions seem disproportionate at times. And I say that without judgment, but things seem to get worse before they get better. That's kind of the vibe. But I have a sense that this is bigger than just us. It's bigger than just me. And is it ancestral, past life, timeline, or even collective healing? Could you speak of the interconnectedness of all this and offer some words of comfort, because it can be a rough ride?
We recognize that it can be a rough ride, but it is a speck and it is fleeting in the larger perspective of the soul itself. And yes, it is not only for oneself, and it is not only for the ancestral lineage, but it is for the collective. For it is that much of the collective is in a slumber, in a deep sleep, in denial of the unfolding of what is occurring. And because of that, they are sleepwalking through this transition. And there are others who are stirring, who are awakened, and some who are fully awake. And then there are others who have chosen a path of healing, a path of service, and a path of willingness to do what is is needed to come back into wholeness within their own self. But in doing that, they are unconsciously, however, on some level consciously, agreeing to the transformation and the alchemizing process of healing any particular pattern or vibration, not just for self, but for a particular soul group. And as they are willing to go through that, the purging, the releasing, and the healing can spike to profound feelings and sensations that can be intense, overwhelming at times, but it is in the heightened of this energy and at the peak of it that so much is being transformed and transmutated for the collective. And once that heightened energetic release, like a popping of a sense, occurs, the absorption of the light back into the wholeness and the dissolving and the releasing of what was begins to occur, not for self, but for many. And so, if it is helpful through what sometimes appears this dark energy, this shadow, dark night of the soul, unfoldment and healing and wounding process, to know that it is a part of the soul contract due to the awakened state of the one doing it, in recognition that they are healing it for many within their own soul group and in the collective as a whole, as you have mentioned, is exactly what is occurring. And that although it appears difficult now and intense, it is fleeting and it will pass.
Thank you. Great.
Oh, oh, oh. Hello. Hello. Hmm. Casey, are you there?
My internet went out for a moment. Delisa, you were up.
Okay, I have to bring Raphael back in. 1 minute. Hmm. Oh. Oh, oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh.
Hello.
Hey everybody, so I am doing something pretty crazy and wild. I'm doing a 3-day dark retreat. And a 3-day dark retreat is when you're completely immersed in the dark, in the emptiness, with no sound and no light for 3 full days. I'll be doing that in about 10 days from now. And the reason I'm doing that is to prepare for the sacred holy womb light code so that I can be in that space of the womb, the emptiness of creation, because I feel something really intense and powerful is coming up as we close into the end of 2025, and Raphael is asking me to prepare. So we're going to drop into the Sacred Holy Womb Code on October 27th, and we're going to birth all new realities. It's going to be incredibly powerful, and I can't wait to share with you my experience and tap you into the potent frequency of the womb chakra. So we'll see you there. You can click the link below to register. Oh, what is it?
Delisa, you're up. Go ahead. I think you can unmute yourself now. Oh, you're not unmuted.
Hello? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm very curious about what is sleep about? We spend about a third of our life sleeping. It must be a lot more than just repairing, tiredness. So I'm wondering, what is the value of sleep? Why do we need to sleep so much? And is there a much bigger picture to this than we tend to think?
Well, we love it when you are sleeping because your mind is resting and your heart is open, and your capacity to travel and to enter into other dimensions is occurring, and you're meeting up with each other and meeting up with us, and you are working diligently on many things, and you have entirely other lives that are taking place during sleep time. But the veil, of course, comes back over you as you are moving back into your awakened state. And so some of you have large lives during sleep time. Others, perhaps not as much, as that wasn't part of the choice of your path. But a lot is taking place during times of sleep. For some, you are actually traveling into other realms and doing profound work in other parallel realities and dimensions. For some, you are repairing and healing specific things that did not come to completion in other lifetimes. Many of you are working as healers and going to specific places around the planet and doing very powerful and profound healing work. Many of you are on councils and are meeting and have lots of large agendas and meeting plans. And of course, there is also the humanness of the physiology of your body, of the repairing and of the processing on a psychological level, of that which you cannot process on an emotional level within the body as well. There are many, many layers to this. But with your intention and choice prior to going to sleep, not only can you receive, as you already do and understand, information and messages and processes that are occurring, but you can begin to move into lucid dreaming, into the recognition of where you're going and what you are doing, and begin to weave together these realities in relationship to the current reality in which you are experiencing. And so sleep is very important, very powerful, very profound. And as more of these gifts are coming online within your body and your energetic field, your capacity to have more conscious awareness of the lives and the information and the gifts and the service of that which you're doing during this time, if you are wanting, can become more conscious in your awareness. But it is deleted from your conscious awareness for a good reason, because it is important for you to disconnect from the mind and the thinking process before you are moving back into the awakened state in the dimension of the reality you're experiencing now. For it would be an overload for you to have conscious awareness of all that is occurring on all of these multiple levels.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great question. And I have a quick follow-up question because I know other people have asked this, have been wondering what is going on when someone has a nightmare or a night terror?
Well, it is in this situation an unresolved. There are two things happening. There is a parallel experience prior to incarnation at the time of death that was shocking, that was not able to assimilate or integrate within the energetic soul, because it was a shock at the time of death. And within the new incarnation, it can be difficult to assimilate it. And so a process is happening. Simultaneously, a warrior aspect, and we are talking to you directly, is very present within the energetic field from accumulative lifetimes of protecting others during times of distress or war that took place. And so that battlefield energy is taking place, and it is protecting the current timeline by moving into future events and rewriting them during sleep time, so that the energies line up for the flow of the current projected awakened state to move with flow, grace, ease, and peace. And this is perhaps something for a private discussion in attunement to your specific nightly events. But this is similar for others. However, they will have different reasons for what is taking place or unfolding, but often it is a willingness to go ahead from a protective standpoint to do preparatory work so that the timeline that perhaps is a bit off comes back into alignment. And this is not fully easy in this particular setting to get into the details of this. However, the intention prior to going to sleep for this to occur with the most ease and grace in the most peaceful manner, with the remembering that one is already in that flow state and that there is no actual necessary need for it to be a frightening or difficult process in order to align the timelines.
Thank you, Raphael. Very fascinating. All right, Michelle Smith, go ahead. Try and unmute yourself now. Oh, the other way. Now try.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for being with us. What guidance would you give to those that already get a lot of time to themselves and don't feel they can slow down further? They've spent a lot of time developing their consciousness and send out bliss codes with increasing frequency, but outwardly don't appear to be very busy. And although open and surrendered to the possibility of changes in their life, very little has changed externally for many years. Is a time of more outward activity on its way for these people?
Well, we are wanting to thank you for holding so much light and space and peace and stillness and beauty and attunement and connection for so many. And yet, in the emptiness of that space, there comes a time in which one is ready to step back out into the fullness of the activity of the experience itself, but it requires forward motion and action to delve into places perhaps at first that feel uncomfortable. For in the emptiness and in the beauty of the stillness and holding the consciousness, in which the elevation of the frequency has reached a certain threshold, re-entering into what might be perceived as the third dimension or interacting with others whose consciousness is perhaps still evolving in that way can feel jarring and overwhelming. And yet within the emptiness of the space, there can be this sense of loneliness or a wanting or luring or to attune to in a deep, meaningful way, a connection. And so the comfortability of the emptiness starts to create a resistance to itself, meaning you start to feel a nudge toward a connection. But because one in that particular state is often quite evolved and prepared on an energetic level, their ability through their intention to connect into a line with something that brings them connection and meaning is easy if they are willing to remember that through the space that they have created, through the feeling within their being and the intent that it already is. They can create a reality and step into and experience the fullness of that reality with a deepening connection to others in a way that is meaningful and useful in their own evolutionary change and growth. And so, from the depth of this space in which has been cultivated at this time, we encourage you to honor the gifts that come from that, which is the capacity to create quite quickly through intention a re engagement with a belief that it is so and a knowing that it already is, in alignment with not lots of people, but with deep, meaningful relationships that support the evolution of your growth and playful hopefulness and joyfulness in the creativity and bursts of energy that may come from that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, next is Miriam.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Hello.
Hello. Thank you very much for taking my question. I have a question about the ley lines. Being called to help clear the ley lines, but I feel that there needs to be a new vibration. So I'm asking, has the energy and the way we clear ley lines changed? What advice can you give in terms of a collective for us to help clear these? Because I feel very strongly that there are many blockages in many areas of the ley lines. And some of us are here to help clear those with light, but also too, I feel that there's a connection between that and the womb code.
Well, of course, the repairing of ley lines has been occurring on a deep level by many for a long time. But an overlay is taking place with the mother source energy as the delivery system of these potent codes and plasmic energies are arriving as the lines themselves are open and flowing. They can begin to create a great shift on the planet. And the womb itself is gridded as well, for there are the ley lines, the grid lines, and the womb grid. And this grid is a grid that begins to merge the primordial womb of the Great Mother, the womb of the human, the womb of the cosmos, as one energetic field of energy and light that emanates out and begins to weave an infinite web of love around the planet. But the lines in this situation are intersecting and are different than the lines of ones you are speaking of that are more linear. And these are more fluid and more flowing, and they are curvy, and they can appear to move in waves of energies. And so, as you connect with the ley lines, we encourage you to invite the womb space to connect with them and to the resonance of their frequencies that are running in the currents through them as they lead to specific places that are portals. And that these portals open stargates into the star systems to connect with star families and beings that are acquainted with your energetic field, like a returning to home. And that as this energy is opened, it returns to the opening into the original womb space of the mother grids themselves. And they are descending and arising simultaneously from within oneself. And so the grid lines are changing from something that you perceive on the land that connects sites together, that are portal sites to other dimensional realities, to the ley lines or the energy grids that are running in your own body. And the relationship between the two and the portal or the sacred site that they are converging at on the land may be known as many sacred sites you know, but in the body, they converge in the womb space because the portal is the womb and the eye is the aperture. It is the space or the point of connection. And so it is in a connecting the ley lines within the body to the ley lines within the planet to the ley lines within the stars. And so as your stars and planets are shifting and changing, They are creating new systems, and your body is creating a new system, and the earth is creating a new system. And it is the merging of the ley lines, or which may be thought of the meridians within your own system, to that with that of the planet. And so the hookup is not so much the repairing of the ley lines, but it is the merging of them within your own womb space to receive the codes of their information, as many ancient ones have walked upon them as roadways and passageways to ancient sites and openings to the stars, to receive them within your own energetic bodies, within your own internal awareness, within your own internal knowing. And that is why many ley lines are being formed that are new and are being created, and sacred sites and points on the planet that are not heard of, that are not old, that are not ancient in the way that one understands them, but are being reignited and developed in a sense wherever one is. And so you are creating those ley lines as a mirror within your own physiology and biology of your own human form.
Wow, thank you so much. Very interesting information. All right, our last question for tonight. Bonnie, take us home.
Oh,
Hello.
hi. Thank you for the transmission from the Black Madonna. I noticed the icon instantly and it was just so beautiful. I loved it. So my question is about something I know very little about, but I wanted your take on it. It's called Focus Life Force Energy, FLFE. It's a quantum technology that is supposed to harmonize EMFs. And work with high conscious field around your home, workplace, and cell phone. So I was just, yeah, wanting to know your take on it. If it's something that if one chooses to invest in would be helpful. Yeah.
Many of these technologies are arriving and coming into focus on your planet and are very useful in the minimizing of the damage that is very severe that is coming off of your electronics, and that is stimulating you at nighttime with the systems in one's homes. And we highly encourage cutting the circuit breaker and unplugging the routers during sleep time, and any blue light that is coming in from the phones or gadgets within your vicinity to be in the darkness. However, the answer to your question directly is that there are many powerful, potent technologies that have the capacity to harmonize and to neutralize these harmful effects. And so we encourage you to attune to your own intuitive knowing if this particular technology that has come into your awareness, by asking it, communicating, talking to it, discerning, and understanding if it has the capacity to create that harmonization, and then to follow your own internal knowing as to how to proceed.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Wow. All right. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for coming on today and asking questions. I'll see you guys Friday for the giveaway and the preparation for the womb code. Otherwise, I'll see you Monday in class if you're coming. If not, have a beautiful, peaceful, joyful, playful, passionate, compassionate, loving weekend. And if you're going through something really hard, just Take some deep breaths, keep coming into presence. Know it's going to be okay. It's going to pass. We're in this together, and just keep bringing love to it. All right. Sending you lots of love. Have a beautiful couple days. I'll see everybody soon. And thanks for popping on. All right. Bye.